My friends, a weekend of sales is upon us, and before I go further in this video, I have to tell you all, I am so sorry. I probably look terrible. I'm sure I sound terrible. I got sick yet again. I've just really been having a full year at this point. However, if you are a big deals enthusiast like I am, you may know that we are coming up on the best time of the year to shop, second only to Black Friday, and sometimes maybe even better than Black Friday. This period of time, from Memorial Day to about July 4th, I think what it is I think companies are coming up on the end of, what do they call it, S2, Q2? Something to do with the stock market, which is not my world at all. All I know is that I can find amazing deals right about now. So what I'm going to do, in spite of my cold today, is I'm going to tell you all about some of the best deals that are going on right now in my personal opinion. I've got a little bit of a haul to show you today, and then we're going to do a really quick AM routine featuring the haul. I'm going to use all products that I've already tried at this point, so no first impressions, and I have some kind of long-term updates, if you will, on some products. I'm excited. First things first, let's talk about some skincare deals. I already mentioned the Stratia sale in Monday's video. According to my little card here, they say that it is 20% off until May 26th. Don't miss this sale. I know that as a deal shopper myself, I do like to look for, 50% off kind of deals. But the catch with Stratia is that really and truly, that brand could price themselves at what Allies of Skin pricing at, Paula's Choice at least. But they don't. They're an indie brand that keeps their prices remarkably low. And so when you have 20% off on a $27 moisturizer that is that good, it's really hard to beat. Other than that, the best deal you can get is 10% off your first order. For my K-beauty enthusiasts, if you saw my video about Jolci's free shipping deal starts today. It is the funniest thing to me in the world that they are a Korean company that ships from Korea, and they are calling this their Memorial Day sale. They're also doing something that I don't think I've seen them do before, which is upgraded shipping to Express at $40. If you do the upgraded shipping, that's going to increase your shipping speed to Style Korean shipping speeds. Faster, actually. Faster, because my last Style Korean order was very delayed. They did send me their last Jolci box. We're going to be using some items in today's routine from that. And then finally, from Dermstore, I posted about this to my Instagram. Make sure you follow me there if you don't already. But they sent me a gift card to shop their sale. And me being me, I truly cannot believe that not only was their sun safety kit still available and marked down, sun safety kit, I don't think that's the name of it, that's the name of Sephora's version. Their sunscreen sampler kit was marked down 25%, and then I also found some of the older beauty fixes that were marked down 25% off. And when I tell you the deal there, I have been restraining myself so hard to not go back for more of especially that box, from which we will use items in today's video also. How is that not sold out? How is that not sold out? Those are marked down. They also have 20% off almost everything. And I also used that gift card on some Cure Weiss. I will be trying these on today, probably, because I've already worn them. I already have my thoughts. One more sale that I'm so happy I accurately predicted. I've been meaning to place a Sephora order. It frustrates me that Sephora really is not the best place to get deals at all, because they really are leading in the trends, I guess the trends. So I almost placed an order last weekend, but then I got to thinking about it and I said, don't they usually do a points multiplier for Memorial Day? Yes, they do. It is going on, along with some 50% off. Honestly, the sale part of it is not as good as the points, in my opinion. And I know people always say the points aren't that good, but check this out. I grabbed this on Tuesday. Everybody's shipping so fast lately. I'm so glad I checked the Rewards Bazaar every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Eastern time, because this popped up for 1,500 points, and this has a $175 value. Smashing stuff around over here. Not only does this have a very high value for 1,500 points, but also I have been eyeing these glosses from Makeup Forever since they released their Super Boost, and I didn't buy them because I was hearing mixed reviews. You know, there's going to be a theme to the try-on portion of this video, and that is you've just got to try things for yourself. Because lo and behold, I absolutely love these lip glosses. This is why I do the points deals. This is why I spend $75 and get 500 points. 3 of those, 3 times, that is $225, gets me a freebie that is $175 value. Not as good as Ulta. Ulta's point system is very hard to beat, although we are all waiting on the 10x points multiplier for AAPI brands, Ulta, but also still pretty hard to beat. You just have to set your alarm and you have to sit through a lot of points offers that you skip. Ulta does also have a Memorial Day sale going on. I'm going to be honest with you that I did a points haul for the last Platinum Perks Day. Are we calling it Diamond Days now? I have some products out to talk about from that haul. I don't know if we'll get to them today because I don't think there is a deal on any of these. Ulta's deals just kind of confuse me. It's like they pop up and then they never pop up again. At least that's the case lately. So we may get to those. We may talk about some fragrances today. Maybe. But that's it for the deals. I'll have everything linked below, affiliated if you would like to help support the channel. And without further ado, let's do something for this poor face of mine, this poor sick face of mine. Let's do an AM routine. Oh, this is a sick routine today. I say we keep it nice and simple. What do you think? We are going to start with this Holy Frog Tash Moo Amino Hydrating Milky Cleanser. This was from the Beauty Fix box. Again, I just simply cannot believe the whole box was $18.71. I have been wanting to try products from this brand for a very long time. Oh no, I forgot something already. Okay. This is a milky / cream cleanser. It has slightly different directions. It suggests to dampen your face before you use the product. You know, most of my active-based cleansers suggest you apply them onto dry skin, and that surprises people. The reason you apply active-based cleansers onto dry skin is so you don't get a faster absorption rate. Having a damp face will help to increase that absorption rate. And that can be irritating. For example, I have done that a few times. I've accidentally had a damp face when I go to apply my benzoyl peroxide cleansers, and that can actually sting. In spite of everything I was saying in Monday's video, yeah, that is absolutely best applied on dry skin. But a gentle cream cleanser like this, you can certainly apply this on damp skin, and it is just marvelous. They say this is like using a moisturizer, and it is. It's like washing your face with moisturizer, but your skin really does feel cleansed. You know, again, I've already hinted at what's going to be the theme for today's video, but one catch with this product category is you might hear people say, oh, this isn't for oily skin, it's just too gentle. And I don't really understand that logic because the bottom line is if you have oily skin, you may not want to use this as your PM cleanser, but honestly, me neither. Some days I wear a lot of makeup. This just would not be enough to remove the traces of my makeup. But this is a wonderful AM cleanse for me. This could be a wonderful AM cleanse for oily skin types. I'm also really surprised that Holy Frog didn't end up a more popular brand. I think they would have if they'd ended up in retailers like Sephora. Granted, it costs a lot to be at Sephora. And this smells so nice, by the way. I guess it has, what are the plant extracts in here? Water lily, and lotus. That might be what I'm smelling in here in a very light way. It just smells light and pleasant. Anyway, I'm gonna go rinse this off. And we are all clean without feeling dry or stripped. Ah, this is such a tempting box to go back for more. I swear I would do it if I wasn't in the middle of a declutter. Moving on to our toner step. This is where we're gonna have such a fun conversation. Okay, so in this video, I talked about this I'm From Black Rice Toner. I said it is a bi-phase toner. Sorry, I just knocked this over. I'm clumsy. I just knocked this over, so it's harder to see the moisturizing layer. There we go. Moisturizing layer and the watery layer. And then you shake those up so you get both properties, hydration and moisturizing, in one toner step. Now, here's the funny story. You probably know about the I'm From Rice toner. That's a Very popular product from the brand, popular line. The catch with that milky category is that I feel like it can be heavy, and I tell you this as somebody with dry skin. You know, if you saw my declutter, the reason I was decluttering my milky toners is because it's May. It is warm here in Florida. So this is the time of year where I prefer watery toners, which sometimes brands like to say, oh, the watery toner is for oily skin and the milky toner is for dry skin. Well, came out with this toner and they said, okay, it's a little bit more watery. Can you see that? It's more watery in comparison to the Dr. Surical or the Marion May. And they say that is how you know it's for oily skin. So when I first got this in from Jolcy, I immediately went, oh, I probably won't like it for two reasons. One, because they're saying it's for oily skin, and two, because it's still a milky toner. And friends, look, you could see, I've just plowed through half of this bottle. I love this. I love this so much more than the rice toner. Because ultimately, when these companies say things like, oh, it's for oily skin, that is really just a rough guideline. Another thing that I really like about this is that I can make my sheet masks. That is very hard to do with most milky toners, but it works with this one. I want to say something because I've had a few people comment about this system that I do here and say, why would you do that? You're going to go through your toner much more quickly. Yes, I absolutely go through toner more quickly. What I'm doing right now, this is not a thing to do if you are somebody who just likes pouring toner into your hands and patting it into your skin. No, this is not for you because you like toner and that's great. Use your toner like a toner. This is for people like myself who like sheet masking. Yes, it uses more product, but have you ever seen how much a single sheet mask costs? Have you seen the amount of waste they produce? This is way less. These conversations are so much fun. We're talking about how you're not limited to exclusively products labeled for dry skin if you have dry skin. You're not limited to just buying sheet masks if you like sheet masks. You can make your own. I feel like what I'm trying to get at here is that skincare is a much more flexible category for every one of us. It's all about figuring out the products and the routine that works for you. That is why there's nothing I hate more than the don't do this kind of videos. I really, those are so frustrating to me. Well, no, actually, the layering videos. Dr. Lee just put out a video about azelaic acid. I swear, right after I said, I can't hold back anymore, azelaic acid is this good of an ingredient. Dr. Lee put out a video about azelaic acid. And they talked about how they were flustered by the videos that show how to layer azelaic acid. Yeah, it's not even just azelaic acid, though. It is most things. Within reason, of course. You know, you don't use a cleanser as your last step, for example, but I think common sense here. So yes, I'm doing toner as a sheet mask today. I'm gonna let this sit on my skin for 10-15 minutes. This actually does not evaporate that rapidly. This really stays moist. This stays moist for quite some time, so I will be back in about 10-15 minutes. And we are back over here removing this mask. I almost forgot to say a big thank you to whoever it was who said to grab the compressed sheet masks on Amazon. You all know I am not an Amazon fan. I am not an Amazon affiliate. Not for me, but I did get a gift card for my birthday, and I did find compressed sheet masks. I bought 500 of them. Do you think I came to play? Do you think I came to play with this compressed sheet mask thing? Now, I would really like to use the BioEffect EGF serum today. Again, I cannot believe that this is 0.17 fluid ounces. A half ounce of this is $200. And you know, I feel like I have criticized these products before because I think what frustrates me about that price point is it's just inaccessible for a large portion of the population, self included. I'm never gonna buy the full size of this without some kind of mad discount. I'm never gonna do that. I don't have that kind of money. But the reality is I would love to try it. I actually think this would be really interesting to do a split face with of the Ordinary's growth factors. Let me know your thoughts on that. For now, again, we've already started the split face trial. So these are the products I've picked. So I don't have a lot to say on these products. I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly apply these. I'm having a hard time pumping out the right amount for half of my face. I keep pumping out the amount for a full face. My bad. Well, I'll get the hang of it eventually. Now to move on to the Purito Mighty Bamboo Panthenol Cream. You know what's so funny about this? I've tried a few of these 10% panthenol products, and I have to say it is truly amazing how they all do this exact same thing in application. Just watch. So, dot, 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 dot. Look at that. Just disappears into my skin, feels incredibly hydrating, feels soothing and calming. I do think panthenol is my favorite of the B vitamins for skincare. Niacinamide, you know, we have a complicated relationship. For me, with niacinamide, I definitely feel like there's a level where it's just too much for me. But panthenol, I'll bring on the 10% panthenol. Beautiful product, beautiful ingredients list on this too. They say it strengthens the moisture barrier to reinforce moisture retention, and it certainly feels like it does. Now again, quick routine today. You know me, I'm gonna take a moment, let this sit on my skin, and then we're gonna come back for some Elta MD UV Clear SPF 46. We're moving on to 2 sunscreens today. You know how I roll. We're going to do a lip sunscreen, and we're going to use the Elta MD that I already talked about. I wanted to quickly let you know that the expiration dates on all of these, that's a thing that's come up a lot with these kind of value sets. 2027 on the Elta MD. The others were mostly 2026. I don't understand why this one doesn't seem to have an expiration date. Am I just missing it? I guess I haven't opened it fully. I'm not sure why I can't find an expiration date on the Jane Iredale. I thought that sunscreen has to have an expiration date. Perplexing. This is just SPF of 15. I do have other lip balms that I prefer at this point. But we're going to do a different gloss, the Makeup Forever gloss, so I'm just going to go ahead and use this. I figure SPF 15 is better than nothing. This is nice packaging, though. Can you see this? It's actually quite heavy. You know, Jane Iredale, I hear that this brand is actually picking up speed on social media. That is so funny to me. I feel like I've been talking about this brand forever. And now for the Elta MD. I have to say, I wore this yesterday. I'm going to do 2 full 1-finger applications, just kind of pumping it out. I don't love this pump system, but we'll make do. I wore this yesterday, and I was actually really impressed with it. It didn't irritate my skin at all. You know, they say that this is a sunscreen for acne-prone skin, for rosacea. It is actually a hybrid sunscreen, so it has zinc oxide and octinoxate, which is a hybrid formula I can use because we're relying on zinc oxide for UVA protection. I cannot use our US-approved UVA filters. Now, the reality is this is still an expensive product, and that really is what it comes down to with the good American sunscreens. We do have some that are quite nice. It's just that they're expensive. And is this better than any of the K-Beauty ones I've tried? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. You know, I've said this so many times, I feel so bad for American brands because their hands are tied due to our regulations. And you know, it is complicated. I don't think that we should get rid of regulations entirely, but I just don't understand why it is that we classify sunscreen the way we do. I don't get that. So that is the application of the Elta MD. I've let it sit on my skin for a little bit so we can finally apply some makeup on top. Now, I do want to tell you, even though this is a hybrid and it's not as drying as a pure zinc oxide mineral sunscreen, since zinc oxide is a drying ingredient, I do kind of feel like I used a primer for oily skin. It's funny because it's something you don't instantly see, right? Instantly, you see almost more of a dewy finish, but through the day, you get that sensation of the astringent properties of zinc oxide. So I'm going to be light-handed with my base products today. I'm going to just use a dab of the IT Cosmetics Do It All Radiant Concealer. I have now talked about this over on Instagram. Hate this packaging. Why would you torture me with a clicky pin? But it really is a beautiful, just a beautiful concealer, especially on fine lines. So I'm going to use a dab of this on my under eye. And now I can use the Kjaer Weis Beautiful Tint. I got this for, I think it was 31 of the gift card they sent me. I overall have to say I like this. F1 was the right color for me. It's a good tint overall, but I do feel like it has some serious competition in the past couple of years. I don't know if this ended up being one of the brand's most popular products or not. It's just one of those brands that I've wanted to try for ages. I mean, I think that looks good. Again, I'm not doing justice to anything today because you can just see in my eyeballs that I'm sick. Added a little bit of mascara, even though my eyes are probably going to water all day. Wow, that voice cracking absolutely added to the effect. Now, I don't know how well you can see this, but I do feel like this is just a hair patchy on me. It seems to get better through the day, to its own credit, but I don't think it's going to become an absolute favorite for me. I actually do think this is one that is more for not dry skin. But I will tell you, I got a little sample of the blush here, and this floored me. Are the cream products what put Kjaer Weis on the map? I would not be surprised, because as lightly as I applied this, just basically like this, very light and natural flush of color, this wore all day. It didn't disappear like, you know, the Merit sticks. Beautiful though those are, they do disappear. This stayed all day. So that's my guess. My hypothesis with Kjaer Weis is I think that it's the cream products that might be their standout, the refillable packaging. That's a perk right there too. Now for this lip gloss, the Super Boost, I am gonna wear Festival Lilac Pearly. I know that this is the kind of color that some people do not think they will like. I don't know why. It's such a pretty color. So here's the thing, I was so worried about getting these because some people said it smells too perfumed and they were getting it in their mouths. And because it does have a little bit of a minty sensation, it was just not good at all for them. I get it. I can absolutely see how if you are super sensitive to scents, probably skip these. I was on the fence though, because if we do the fragrance story, I have complicated feelings on fragrances. But here's the thing. These wear so well, it does not budge. It stays on so well that it doesn't get into my mouth. It's just our final example in this video of how you just have to try things for yourself in order to know. It's so funny, I feel like my real hits from what I'm trying on here are these two, which I just didn't think would be my favorites, and then this I'm just kind of so-so on, which I thought that I would love. All right, let's finish with some fragrance. I really want to tell you about these two products because something is going on with fragrance. But this is a story that actually goes way back, because when Ariana Grande first released Cloud, it's so bizarre for me to think that I was actually first in line for that. I don't even know why. I think it's because her previous fragrances had been pretty big hits. Nobody knew what was about to come with Cloud. But I got Cloud and I still have a little mini. Still hate it. I got Cloud in, and you know, to me it just smelled like a hospital waiting room. And the wild thing about Cloud is that other people were telling me about how bad I smelled when I wore it, and it wore all day. You know, this is the new thing in fragrance. Everybody thinks they want this beast mode. Have you seen people on TikTok say this? Beast mode fragrance. As somebody who grew up in a household with allergies, that's shocking in the first place. But also, when it's a beast mode of a fragrance that smells medicinal and bad, it was just a terrible experience. I shared it in a YouTube video. I think I deleted that video because I was getting so much hate. I don't know what it is with my body chemistry / my nose. No, it's not just my nose though, because other people said I smelled bad with my body chemistry. But Cloud smells terrible on me, and little did I know that Cloud and all of the dupes of BR540 were about to get huge. I cannot escape this scent. We went and saw a movie recently, and somebody was wearing one of those fragrances. I genuinely was holding back from like really bad nausea because the smell of popcorn was mixing with that cursed Band-Aid smell, so that it just felt like in my face I could smell popcorn wrapped in bandages. And again, it's so strong and it doesn't fade, so I'm just sitting there going, ugh, ugh. This is all to tell you, a lot of people like this, and they say it smells like sweets, I guess. And some amount of people, self very much included, smell something medicinal, something like Band-Aids, a really bad smell. But we all get to experience it in a very strong and very in-your-face way. So listen, if you smell sugar and marshmallows and whipped cream, I'm so jealous of you, and I guess I have to respect it, you know? This is body chemistry for you. Side note, Claire Smith, best fragrance YouTuber. I don't know how she doesn't have more followers. She is who to follow if you want to get into fragrance. Talks about body chemistry, etc. Anyway, I can't escape this family. So I bought 12 O'Clock by Noise. It's that family. I bought 7 Summers from Dime. It's that family. I am not going to spray this on myself because for 30 minutes to an hour, I suffer. But something magical actually happens after that. Why couldn't Cloud do this for me? After an hour, this smells like whipped sugar. You could smell the spun sugar, and it smells amazing, but I gotta sit through an hour of bandages on my nose. So I guess thank you, Dime, for the fact that I now at least kind of get it. At least my suffering can be, you know, subdued a bit by understanding. Now, I also want to tell you about Your Turn from Billie Eilish. This one I actually am going to wear, and I am also going to warn you. Can I wear this? Am I doing fragrance reviews while I'm very heavily congested today? Yes. Do not blind buy this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just because I put this on, don't do it. It's so strong, though, that even with my congested nose, I can smell this. Here's the thing. Billie Eilish, as a very unique personality that she has come out with very unique fragrances. Number 1, I think, was a crowd pleaser, for most people at least. Then from there, not so much. I think you could hate Your Turn. It is definitely a little bit of a masculine leaning from unisex. It's a true unisex fragrance. And fragrance is another one of those it's for everyone anyway categories. But I do think that if you like those candy-like scents, you probably won't love this one. It's not for gourmand lovers, even though it does claim to have things like peach skin, which I'll talk more about. It's also really heavy on the woody scents in here, which I think is why I was just inclined to tell you it's masculine smelling. Now again, even I wasn't sure when I first got this in because it's just so bold and so different, but I think that this is such a strong scent that it really complements especially other fruity fragrances. So I have been pairing it with the Ellis Brooklyn Peaches Body Mist. The combination, you know, this just doesn't last that long. It's a body mist, it's a peaches body mist. Feels like it's got a lot going against it, but when you pair it with Your Turn, it's almost as if Your Turn amplifies Peaches, and Peaches tones down that kind of harshness that Your Turn has. And I think I could play around with other scents too. Peaches just made a lot of sense because of that peach skin in here. But don't blind buy it. Don't blind buy it. You could absolutely hate this one as much as I hate Cloud. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to all the Cloud lovers. Again, I'm just jealous of you. That's all it is. All right, my friends, I think we've had enough chit-chat for today's video. Thank you all, as always, for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video. And if you do want to check out any of these products, I'll have everything linked in the description box below, along with all of the sales. As always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section. I hope you all have a wonderful, extra long weekend. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.